to Got Her Back podcast. Ladies.
You
all
guys,
the
I have to
ladies.
give it to you guys because I low-key wanted to take a mental break.
No breaks.
Oh, I love how you're telling us now.
I know. I wanted
And
to take a
you
mental
I love how you were like, well, maybe we should do seasons and take a few weeks break.
But this is how well you guys know me.
Yeah, no breaks.
We
They were
never
like-
talked about it, but
You was thinking it.
I was thinking it. Were you
no,
thinking
we
it?
can't
Yeah.
take a break because Maria's going to quit. She has commitment issues.
Yeah, I felt it.
I did too. I felt it.
Yeah. No, I really am. I was really with school and the house.
How dare you say, y'all just record without me?
Yeah, I can't do
I
that.
didn't want to hold y'all back from wanting to, move on and
Girl, bye with that. We're awesome threesome. If we're not together.
threesome.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Speaking of threesomes,
Oh, yeah. Is that what we're talking about? Sex today. Yes, but no threesomes.
no.
No, I'm out on that.
How do you feel about that?
no.
Yeah, no, I'm out on. I'm too jealous.
Yeah, me
Same.
too.
Same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
will
I would.
tell you guys though.
No,
that
but what if your partner tells you that? Well, what would you do?
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm just
Sorry.
gonna have to be out.
Yeah. But my divorce is done.
Congratulations.
And
You have nothing to cheers with.
it's okay. I waited 7.5 months. 7.5 months to get me some from a boyfriend.
It has happened.
It has. The deed has happened.
So in bigger news,
In
Megan
bigger
has
news. Yes.
Okay.
Done the
and
deed.
Was it a deal breaker? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it? Can you say?
It was amazing.
Is it because it's been
Probably. I mean, when you someone makes you hold out for that long, because he wanted to wait until my divorce, so, well, we might have, did a few weeks before, but
Yeah.
still, we waited a long time.
Maybe that was the universe saying that it's about to be finalized.
Maybe y'all just needed to do it to
Yeah.
get this thing going.
Got a whole new boyfriend now.
You are divorced. I could tell a massive weight was lifted off of you.
Yeah, because it's you always want to know, can you connect on that level with somebody?
Yeah.
And I was worried because he's such a jokester. So in my head, I'd made up all these scenarios. Oh my God, he's going to be teasing me. He's not going to be serious. And I'm I can't do that. It would have just been awkward. And so
Yeah.
I would have felt super uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
it
You know,
wasn't.
the crazy thing is a lot of people probably say that, relationships, it's not about sex. But if you're in a committed relationship, with that, with
it's not about the act of sex, and that's
it's
great.
Just being that one.
Wanted.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about the connection
Yeah.
and feeling wanted and, all of that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, true.
So how long did you wait again?
7.5 months.
She's waited longer than that before.
No. Well, I did.
You've
You're
done
right.
stretches that
You're
long
right.
before,
The
is what I
longest I
meant.
went in my marriage without sex was 18 months.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
With
that's
no
what
sex.
I meant. Sorry.
But there was no build up to that. That was a lot of begging and pleading. And so that's different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's I'm done ever begging a man for sex again. That is miserable.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to from your husband.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to. But,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
Sometimes
right?
I have to sometimes when it's that time of the month, I'm I kind of have a break.
Girl, I got ablation and I'm pro ablation. So I got no time of the month
Tell me
ever.
more about that. I'm
That is
interested.
so the bomb. After all those pregnancies, 5 pregnancies trying to have Spencer, I just had heavy flow. It was just
Yes.
ridiculous. Changing a tampon every freaking 10, 15 minutes, super plus, the biggest one, the biggest flow you could get. It was just awful. White owls, as my daddy would call them. And I just went to my doctor because I had a couple girlfriends that were you should get ablation. And so I went to my doctor and I'm hey, what do you think about this? And she's well, we're going to have to do a couple tests.
Yeah.
And I think the worst part of it was, and it wasn't that bad, is you have to do first your doctor has to agree to it, I guess. And then you get a sonogram, which is nothing. And then you have to get a biopsy. And so you go in for, that was the worst part.
What are the benefits, I guess?
No, period, girl.
Yeah.
But is there side effects?
No.
Do you have symptoms?
No,
Do you have
every now and again, every now and again in the last 3 years, every now and again I might spot, right? But like, or if you have some great sex, maybe, you know, like, or it's been a while, you know what I mean? Like, you might have like some issues or whatever, but like, not issues, but you might have bleeding, you know what I mean?
But you don't have that.
No, but I don't have that. Like, I don't. And so it doesn't take your hormones away. So you still like do all of that. You just,
Do you cramp?
no.
Because y'all, I have to tell
I
y'all.
need that.
It's the best thing. You go to sleep and you wake up and I'm like, how'd it go? And she's like, perfect.
And that's
So,
it.
yeah, that's it.
Because like I got, after Marley was done, after I gave birth to Marley, I had my tubes tied. And I've been on birth control for years before that. So I was like, okay, but I did not know how big of a difference birth control made when it
With your
came to your
periods.
cycle. Because now I'm literally, the first day of my period, I'm literally bedridden because it's so painful.
I'm out on that.
Changing my tampon every 2 hours, like.
2 hours is nothing, girl. I was doing like every 15 minutes.
And so
On the first 2 days.
my doctor was like, well, do you want to get back on birth control? I'm like, no, I don't want to get back on birth control because that's why I got that, because I don't want to be
I
on.
was actually on birth control too long. Like the doctor was like, it's really can cause like cancer and different types of things for being on it as long as like you've been on it. We're finally like, you need to like not be on it anymore.
So everyone knows Megan has a psycho side. So I couldn't really take birth control because like I'd have to, if I took one, I'd have to take one with high estrogen.
And then you'd be psycho?
No, I just like would mess with my mind. Like, and so I was like, so I just am like,
That's with my mind.
better try the rhythm method or the
Yeah.
pull out method, do something.
So
'cause-
what is your, everybody has a number. Like what, how many times a week for you?
I mean, right now, I would be like, I mean, every day if I could get it multiple times a day. I'm like, but you know, I mean, that's like it's what happens when it's like somebody new and fresh. And I just don't ever want to go back to like a loveless relationship again. I don't ever want that for myself in my life. And I know now, like I've learned, like if that comes to, I'm walking away. Like I'm gonna walk away. Like I'm never going to, and I'm not saying that, you know, every relationship, no relationship is perfect, right? And you're going to have ups and downs, but like, and the good needs to outweigh the bad. But I'm going to go with the 90-10 rule. Like if it's bad 10% of the time, cool. If it's great 90% of the time, I feel like that's a great relationship.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. If it's bad, like more than 50% of the time, or if the 50, or even if the 10 is really bad things that are past your boundaries, and there's no love, you know, or sex, like, and it's not even the sex, it's like feeling wanted and being told I love you.
I
like,
mean, I listened to how much it hurt you for years. So, I mean, and you really
It's
did stick
miserable.
it out for years and years and years. And really, you wanted the sex, right? Like that was an issue. Because I think it messed with your confidence levels, like
Right.
wondering why there was no initiation or wondering why you weren't wanted and things like that. But I think it was more like you just wanting, you talked more about wanting the holding, kissing,
Right.
and like the intimacy part of it that was missing.
yeah, and then I would, you know, like it always became an issue, like if I wouldn't do certain things in the bedroom, but there was also porn issues. So it's like, that's never going to be the real world, right? And so if you're looking at that and then coming and bringing that home and thinking that I'm going to do that, like, no. Or, you know, like I always got made feel guilty that like it was such an issue that I didn't wear lingerie. Well, if someone doesn't make it such an issue, guess what? Megan wears lingerie. I went and bought some and Megan's worn some. You know what I mean? Like,
Megan wears lingerie?
yes, because like if you just don't make it an issue and like tell me or push it down my throat and tell me like how terrible
I might have
I
watched
am.
her try it all on. I might have given her advice on which one to pack a few
I know.
times.
We might need to do that today too. I'm going out of town tomorrow.
Just in
so.
case. I'm like, pull that. Oh, wait, hold on. Put the other one back on. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I own lingerie, but I never wear it. Trent does not care about the lingerie. And that's so funny because it's kind of like, you might as well take it off. You know, that's his thing.
I think it could be fun. I don't have any. So.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So.
I don't have any. I mean, I've never.
You don't wear underwear.
I don't even wear underwear. So.
What's the politically
Do you wear underwear?
Yes.
Oh,
when I was younger,
OCD. Like I have to wear.
yeah. When I was younger, I didn't. I didn't wear a
barely
bra
wear
or
shoes.
underwear, but
I barely wear a
If you
bra.
walk naked, you probably.
it's just country.
Oh my gosh. So we were doing something the other night and Gabe's like running around the house without shoes on. And I'm like, I love that you don't wear any shoes. And he's like, because I don't wear, and then Maddie comes outside and we're like, come over here. And she's like, I don't have these shoes on. I'm like, come on, just try it. And she's like, no, it feels weird. So I'm trying to get her to like
Country.
join the group a little bit.
Be one
Live a
with the
little.
world. Be one with the earth.
Live a little. Try grounding a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's like the first time, well, you know it, but like Gabe and all of them didn't know it. And they're like, what are you doing? When I like take Spencer over into the grass when we're out in the pool, and I'm like, we're just peeing. We're country. We're not
Yeah.
going in the house to pee every time we got to pee. It's like, get out of the pool, go to the grass, pee. So when Gabe doesn't have any grass growing by the cliff, then you know what happened. It was all of Spencer's pee.
I guess we just hard launched his name.
Yeah, I guess so. I was about to say, you said Gabe, not G. But yeah, I wasn't going to bust you out unless you wanted
What
to
was
be
that post? That post that brought it out of you?
Oh, yeah. I like
We
that.
need to talk about that.
We do need to talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
Let's do that. It's just about someone making you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like,
And also, I feel
Comfortable.
like sex drives go up in your 40s.
oh, they do now, girl. Especially when someone holds it.
Wait.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For women.
For women?
For women.
Y'all,
Yeah.
like y'all talking about like numbers a week, like what?
Oh, yeah,
your
we need to-
number?
What's your number?
If it was up to my husband, it would probably be 14. I'm
I'm
okay
trying to
with
think what he said when we were playing the game.
So,
he said 3 or 4.
my healthy is 3 to 4. That gives me,
he
know,
said
because
he's
we have
okay
kids.
with 3 to 4.
But he always talks about like there are times where I'm not in the mood, but then he'll say a 2-minute rule.
Oh.
If you,
I like this rule that
he
he
was
has.
like, if you want to stop after 2 minutes.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Do I ever want to stop after 2 minutes? No.
That's why he has the rule. He's very smart man.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
so I would say 3 to 4 is good.
Oh, I thought you were
That's
saying 3 to
healthy.
4 minutes. I'm like, no.
3 to 4.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Don't you think? But
I think
everybody's
so.
going to be different. And that's what I tell people. I mean, I talk to women all the time, every day, but I'm like, there's phases, right? When your
Yeah.
kids are little, Maria. So when your kids are little and they're in your bed and you're tired and you're chasing them all day still, like Marley's still really little. So I feel like it's different when they're really little as
Yeah.
opposed to whenever they get bigger. And then you got Meg that hers are really little, but she has 50-50. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of times where she has downtime that she never had before. So I feel like women just have seasons and phases.
I was so out of shape when I was driving home after the first time. And he called, he's like, are you good? And I'm like, my legs are shaking.
It was trembling.
Like my thighs. I was like, I was like, maybe I do need to like not go to the gym, but go to some kind of like,
You just keep doing
Just
that
do
and you
squats.
don't have to go to the gym.
Just keep doing squats. Just
Yeah.
squats.
something. I mean,
Can we talk about zero gravity?
yes, Maria. I think you should talk about it because it's your idea. I haven't tried it,
It wasn't
yet.
my idea,
Who
but
told you?
it was.
Or you just
guys,
stumbled upon it?
y'all. Okay, first of all, I want you guys to know what 0G is. I hope you guys know what 0G is. If you guys have those adjustable beds and you have the option for 0G, it is a game changer.
I did test it. I can
Yeah.
test. It's way better. It's easier on your legs. I don't know. She was describing it to me, and I'm like, this does not make any sense to me.
Okay, now, we've talked. What's a healthy number for
Just
you?
hanging back.
Every day. See, it's the quiet ones. Every day. Every day. Look at her. See? Every day. And she loves morning sex. I'm going to bust her out.
I'm definitely a morning sex type of person.
Yep.
Something about the morning, you know?
Is that like your caffeine, your morning coffee?
Yeah, every day.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Sometimes not, but
Yeah.
it's many times.
It's
Many
a good-
mornings
I mean,
as
that's a good way to start your day.
It's a great way to start your
Yeah.
day.
It's the problem is that like I need to get up and go brush my teeth because I really love to kiss during sex. Like it's my jam. Like I just love it. And
That's the first thing I do in
My
the morning is
boyfriend
brush
will
my teeth, and I
kiss
have to
me.
do that before.
And I was like worried too. Like, you know, like when you, okay, so here's the deal. Like when you wait 7.5 months, you have a lot of conversations leading up to
about like what you
the
like or
event,
don't
right?
like.
So I had asked like all these questions. Like we'd play 10 questions and we played 10 questions several times. And I'd be like, do you like this? Do you do this? Will you do this? How about this? You know, but
You
then
need
you
to
just
get
don't
those
know.
cards for y'all's trip.
I have them. I'm gonna take them.
Do you have them?
Yeah, I'm gonna
so
take
we
them.
got these cards. It's called Let's Get Deep or something like that, and they're kind of like the conversation cards that we had before. But these like you can choose like levels. Like there's really deep ones. There's deep, deeper, deepest, or something.
Yeah.
And then there's just icebreaker ones. So those are really fun to play with.
Yeah,
your
I got it.
person, too.
You told me to get it. I'm gonna take it with us.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Just to sit there and like have a couple drinks or whatever, and get to know. It asks you questions you would literally.
We play
never
10
ask.
questions a lot. Like that's one of my favorite things is like we'll go to a dinner, you know, and then we'll play like 10 questions. And I love because like we'll go to dinner and like not look at our phones
Yeah.
and just talk and you know what I mean? And just like have, so in-depth conversations like at dinner is like my fave.
Yeah.
You know? And if we've had like a disagreement, like we'll talk through it. We've promised each other we won't go to bed mad, but then the next day, like if we're, you know, like together or whatever, like at dinner or lunch, like we'll talk through it, which is like so healthy. And
Communication is everything.
I don't
to
even
me.
know what, I mean, you know what I mean? But it's nice like to be able to work through problems and someone say they're sorry and be like, hey, like this was on me, or hey, this.
And then you get to have makeup sex now.
Yes, auntie. Yes. Because I think the like build up was just like, whoa.
And it's funny because like I feel like, you know, it depends on who you're with, right? Because before I never wanted to ever have sex. So it depends on if you feel connected to that person or
Of course.
whatever. So I will say that.
Yeah.
That could be a lot different too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And even at, like, you know, like newly dating, you know, communication is everything in the bedroom too. Like, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. So
Do you
it's
have
so,
any trouble communicating what you like and what you don't like?
no, I mean, Trent and I have been
together
like
for a
forever. But he knows what I like. He knows what I don't like. He knows what makes me weak. He knows what like will make me drop to the ground.
I told you guys.
He uses those moves in those first 2 minutes, doesn't he? Brings out all the
I
big
hate that
guns.
2-minute rule.
You know, the one thing though, the first time we had sex that was so special to me was, and I told you guys this, was the fact that like literally during that sexcapade, he just kept asking me, was I okay? And I don't think I've ever had a man ask me during sex, like, am I okay? You know what I mean? Because he knew that like, it was the first time, it had been a while. It was like, he just kept checking to make sure like I was okay. Like it just, I'm gonna cry. Like it meant a lot. You know what I mean? Because I felt like for the first time in my life that someone actually cared about me.
It's compassion.
You know, like showed me empathy for once when I feel like I'm always the empathetic one, you know?
Yeah.
So it was nice.
I finally got to meet him. I really liked him.
I can't wait to meet him.
I know. I'm sad you missed it.
Yeah.
I know.
So you guys have seen the movie 50 Shades of Grey, right? Like, what do you guys think
read all
about?
the books.
I watched the movie.
Girl, you
should
50
read the
Shades of Grey?
books. They're better.
No, I don't know. Like,
I've never like done whips or anything.
yeah, I don't-
Have you read the book?
No, I'm not a book reader.
Okay.
me
well, you
neither. I've seen the movies, but
Tell her to get us the
It'll
Cliff
make you
Notes.
want to
watch
try
the
it.
really, so you have whips and chains.
No, but I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm like I'll try anything once.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'll probably try anything.
If I didn't like it, I'll be like, nah, I'm good.
maybe it's like if I was like handcuffed to the wall, I would lose my control issues. I'd be like, I'd probably
That's
break out.
probably what you need, actually.
I'd probably break out of those chains so bad.
I was watching Married at First Sight, and on this season they have like the gift 'em a gift swing or a gift swing, a gift 'em a sex swing, and I was like, and you like put it on the door, and I was like, well, that's pretty impressive.
I have
I'm thinking I might need to get one.
I'm not going to say her name that loves a sex swing. And if I'll tell y'all after this who it is, and y'all will be shocked.
And they had on like the vibrator panties, you know, like, and they were at dinner where he like had the
I've heard
control.
about those.
I'm thinking like I should try that, but not on
wish
a
you could
business
take
trip. But like,
Yes, y'all will have time by yourself, right?
yeah, but like that's true. Well, yes, but like I don't know. I guess like at the casino or something, I'd be like, here, I'm gonna put this on.
Have y'all heard about that story about couples that went on dinner together and the women all had it, but little did they know that, so all the men had the remote, but it was turning everyone's on when someone would press it.
Oh, everybody's, not just one.
Not just one, but like that remote was like
Oh
universal.
my gosh. That's funny. That's good.
I started Married at First Sight, the new season. The other
Oh
day,
yeah.
actually.
So you'll see it. Like she like one
What do
girl.
you think about the girl that they never, the faceless girl, like that
Faceless girl.
that walked away at the altar? They said that had never happened on any other season before.
Not on this season.
Yes.
I didn't see a faceless girl.
You
on this
didn't
season.
at the very beginning when they were going to get married?
No,
The
I
very
didn't see it.
eclectic guy? It's the new one.
Oh, I didn't see it. Maybe I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, I fast forward a lot on the first episode.
So the really like out there fashion forward guy, like he went down there and she like got down there and was like, I can't marry you. And they never showed her face and they didn't even show her family.
Oh.
Like it was all like edited out.
Oh my God, I need to go back and rewatch. 'Cause
Yeah.
I fast forward because it was
That's
like,
what I
oh
wanted
my
to-
gosh.
Yeah. You fast forward?
On the first episode, it's like kind of
Because
boring
it's
getting
showing
to
like
know
the
them.
backstory of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you missed.
Yeah.
I need to watch this.
It's so good.
It
Would
is
you
good.
imagine marrying
Love
somebody
Island?
sight unseen?
No.
And they
wouldn't.
sign the marriage license and everything.
Yeah, and if they don't, like after 8 weeks, if they decide not to
They
stay,
get
you
an official divorce. Yeah.
Yeah, not an annulment, a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I'm wearing the scarlet letter, D. and
What
I'm
kind of
still
advice
fine.
do you have for somebody who their sex life is going not very good? Because we've had conversations with friends where they talk about it was really good in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it was non-existent. So
I mean-
what kind of advice do you have? Because it is really important.
To me, it's communication. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it before of like, you know, when you're first dating, like your stamina is like really strong and then you have kids and then it kind of changes. So it's, to me, it's kind of like just being open with your partner. You know, if your partner's love language is physical touch and you're, I wouldn't say depriving, but you're holding back,
Yeah.
you know, sex,
Yeah.
that would kind of hurt the relationship. So my thing is just being completely open with
Yeah.
one another, and just not like feel like, I mean, in your past your past marriage, like, did you feel like it was a healthy communication when it came to things like that, or?
No, I had zero communication about anything.
Well, a
'cause-
lot of mine was, I mean, when there's affairs and infidelity and things like that, then you really don't feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because for me, like I'll tell Trent, like he loves to snuggle, but leading to that. But I would prefer to snuggle just to snuggle. So my thing is I tell him like, hey, if you're going to snuggle with me to get what you want, sometimes just snuggle with me too, just to help me
Yeah.
put me to sleep. And he
That's
knows
true.
that. But
Yeah.
I have to tell him like, hey, I want to snuggle. Like he's not just going to read my mind.
You're,
yeah, I would say
he's
for
like,
sure.
he's like, are we snuggling or are we snuggling? Like, snuggling.
No, he calls it, are we snuggling or are we fuggling?
So it's just like you got to tell him which one.
Yeah, I
it
just
is.
want to snuggle. I don't want to fuggle.
That's actually a good
That's
one.
a good one. Yeah.
It is true because sometimes you just want to cuddle.
Yeah.
I love to eat to cuddle.
I mean, see, I could snuggle for like a little bit, but then I need my space.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes where I would have like mental days where I'm like, I just want to be held, or maybe I'm just
Yeah.
going through something. Just hold me really quick. Or if I can't sleep, hold me.
Yeah.
You know, just.
What about you? What advice would you give for people who their sex life is not going that great?
I don't know that I'm the right person
Yeah.
to ask
Yeah.
because I'm like the worst. I'm like, because I felt like I tried.
felt like you did everything. Like
tried
you did
everything.
the counseling.
Yeah.
You did all the.
I even
Yeah.
gave you some advice.
You
Remember
did.
that one
You
time?
did. And it
What was
just-
the advice?
Go
You
get a
just gotta
hotel
put,
room.
yeah, you just put it on them. Just
Yeah.
take over.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys love that, right? I mean,
That was the problem is like in my marriage too, is like we knocked heads on who should initiate because like I feel like, like I make decisions all day long at work when I come home. Like I want a man's man and I just want you to like, like just take it. You know what I mean? And so like he didn't ever want to initiate. And so if we had sex, it would be because I initiated. And if he ever did initiate it, if God forbid I ever told him no, then it was like he would hold on to that for 6 months, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like I could never tell him no. Like that wasn't allowed, you know? And if I did, I would pay for it. And so it just, you know, that's tough. So like now.
Yeah, but you should be able to say if you're not feeling it right then, or if you're having a day or whatever. Like, I don't
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
that
for
should ever
sure.
be
I
held over your
mean,
head.
you should, but you know, like that's just not always the case. So,
But also, sometimes it would be hard for you to initiate, and you know,
yeah, because you get
and
in your
then
head.
feel
You get in your
turned
head.
down too.
Well, when
Rejection.
you go,
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
go long periods of time, we're talking 6, 9 months stints, 18 months at the longest. Do you know how miserable it is just to lay in the bed with somebody? And I literally would just lay in the bed, be watching TV, because that's what I do in the evenings. You guys know me. If you want to find me in my house, I'm in my bed watching TV. And it'd be time to go to bed, and we might watch a show or two. And I would literally just be laying there, and I would just, like, I couldn't get out of my own head. Like, everything would be running through my head. Like, I just had the ick, you know? Like, I literally was just like, and it probably was written all over my face because I was just so disgusted.
Yeah.
I was so disgusted because I just felt so unwanted, and I felt not enough.
You're miserable.
Right. And I had to come to, you know, this last 9 months has, like, really shown me, like, it was never about me. It was his own demons, right? And so, like, whatever he was, you know, facing internally and projecting onto me, like, it was never about me. Yes, it made me feel unwanted. Yes, it made me feel like, you know, we've talked about this, like, I felt like I was in my masculine all the time because I was freaking doing everything. But, like, to actually have somebody to take care of you on every level, right? Like, speak life into you. You know, my boyfriend tells me probably 10 times a day he loves me. And I might have gotten, you know what I mean? Like, I could go, you know, maybe once a month get an I love you from my ex. If you know what I mean? I mean, he tells me that I'm beautiful. Or if I send him a picture, you know, he tells me how pretty I am. I'm just not used to stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think it's just like finding the right person, you know, that is a good balance for you. And I hope he finds the right one for him as well, you know, like, because it just, in his eyes, he thought me being the woman I was supposed to initiate and come on to him. And he, you know, would be very vocal about that.
So that's important though to communicate that. But I feel like y'all did talk about it. Y'all just knocked heads. Y'all just were both like stuck on.
Yeah, it was just, I know now, like, it was a form of manipulation and control. Like, he used sex as a way he withheld sex as a form of control and manipulation.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you probably felt like that was the only thing. And, I mean, there was infidelity. So it's like, if he wasn't getting it from me, he was getting it from somebody else. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a combination of a lot of
women
things.
withhold. I mean, it's very rare that I hear it that way. Yeah. So that was always very odd to me.
Yeah.
But a lot of women do that tactic too. So, I think it's pretty common. What about me?
What advice you got?
Yeah.
0 G.
I never even said any advice. I guess I don't
Zero
even
gravity. Invest in an adjustable
Sleep number or whatever.
No. I don't like those.
You don't like Sleep Number?
No, I don't like the canyon in the middle.
You don't have to get the canyon in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, as long as it doesn't have that thing. I don't like that. I do not like that thing. But zero gravity is my first advice. My second is ditch the zero and get with a hero.
She went from shit to sugar. That's what I say all the time.
Because that was all I needed to do is just, you know, find somebody that I'm super... It's funny, too, because y'all brought up love languages earlier. So I think that's really important to know each other's love languages. But in my case, ours are exactly the same. So it's a lot easier. Mm-hmm. But most people's don't align like that. So I think as long as you know, like, if you're... What was yours? Yours is gifts.
Gifts and words of affirmation.
Yes. So mine is words of affirmation and physical touch.
Same.
So, yeah. And so since ours are the same, we speak the same language. So I think it just makes it a little bit easier. Yeah. But if not, and you know that, then that's like the way to get, you know, the other one. Like, if theirs isn't physical touch and you're doing that, that's not going to do anything for them, you know? If yours is gift giving and... you know, Trent's isn't, and you're trying to do that by giving him gifts because that's important to you, and it's not doing anything for him. So I think those things are really important. I think that compatibility tests are important, love languages, all those things are really fun to do, but also like very eye-opening. and attachment styles. I think attachment styles are really important too. So.
I think I've got my advice. I think that if I was going to tell somebody, especially girls or women in the dating scene, like I would say wait, which is the craziest thing because right now everybody's so quick to like, you know, jump in bed or whatever and to lead with sexuality. And honestly, it was so special because if it wasn't going to work and it was rocky, right? Because I was going through a divorce. You know, he was scared I was going to go back. That caused a lot of issues.
It was also really hard for you that he wasn't wanting to take it to that level because that was your a big issue in your marriage. So I think that was triggering to you.
Of course.
Because it seemed to have parallels.
Right.
And it wasn't. It was about, he wanted to know you were actually going to get the divorce and all that stuff. And I mean, I think it's funny that in both of our cases, they weren't willing to, you know, Gabe didn't want to kiss me for months or anything.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
she'd call me after y'all like would sit in the car.
Waiting. He's like, I see you putting gum in there and it's not going to work. You don't need to do that right now.
She would call me and she was like, he didn't even kiss me again. And
how cool is it that we both had the same experience? Because I'm with you. It is really important.
It was triggering.
A lot of it, in your case, it was very triggering.
And now I know, like, it was his character. You know what I mean? Like, I was overthinking it, you know, like, because it was so hard. Like, is he really a good guy or is he not? And this is all a facade. And I had lived a facade.
All your old...
Right. And so, you know, like, it just... And I get it. Like, it's not easy to date somebody that's going through a divorce. I was super emotional when I look at myself, like, even the first 30 and 60 days, because he had been my friend for years. I mean, we'd never even so much as talked on the phone, but I reached out to him when I was separated. Yeah. He just thought I was in this perfect marriage. He's not on social media, so he had no clue. And he just thought, like, I had this great life. And I'm like, well, let me tell you something. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Because people only know what they see.
But what if you guys act like, can you imagine, like, what if you waited this long and you liked him and it wasn't?
I know.
Clicking.
Yeah.
It wasn't clicking. This could go two different ways. This could go two very different ways.
Totally.
And so I do feel like you need to get there, right? It's important to be compatible.
Right. And I'm not saying you have to wait 7.5 months.
I have clients and, you know, people that I know that waited and it didn't turn out well for them, you know, in the end. And they were married, you know what I mean? So,
there's no, like, rhyme or reason. Heck, with my ex, like, it was my birthday. I just broke up with somebody and I'm like, in my head, I was like, I'm about to have some birthday sex. You know what I mean? Like, I'd known him for 7 years since college, but you know, the first night I saw him at the club after 7 years, and we had sex that first night. But you see what happens. Like, we only knew each other 3 months, moved in together, and it was disaster from the beginning.
And I think, like, nowadays, it's even faster because of apps and things like that, and there's instant gratification. And I feel like girls probably do feel the pressure to do that because they're just going to swipe off and go somewhere else. But that's not going to be your person. No. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you know what they're there for, honestly. Right. So, you're not probably going to get the second date or third date or whatever, but in the end, you know, it wasn't going to work anyway, probably.
I will have to say this, because, you know, me and Trent, you know, when we first started dating, we were just friends, you know, it was no commitment, versus to us now when we're married and we have a different connection. So sex when we first started versus sex now is completely different in a good way. Like, that was just fun, and this is actually we're connecting as one. Like we're, you know, like the Avatar. You know, like an Avatar when you put the tails together.
Cue the R&B music.
you know what I mean? We put like the connection.
Right.
So I feel like even,
Usher. We need to listen to that right now. Right.
So
do y'all listen to music when you have sex?
Sometimes.
You do?
Yeah,
Like,
I love it. But
what do you listen to?
Well, we usually put it on a playlist. And then one time it was like I can't remember what song it was, but it literally threw me off guard because it was so inappropriate.
Oh. It can kill the vibe.
Okay, that was that kind of, you know. But it was probably like bend that ass. Like Eugene Brooks.
You're like, okay, and we're done.
We're done.
You gotta really think that playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was good.
Yeah.
So good.
And we're done. Out.
But before we say anything else inappropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
That was
Socials,
really fun.
Maria?
Follow us on Got Our Back podcast, Megs Unfiltered, inspired by Carrie and Mrs. Maria Shelton. Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye.